So hey, I'm Alex Coleman and this is my 2.4 adaptations of the body system to long-term exercise. Throughout this sermon I will be talking about two contrasting activities and explain the different demands on the body each activity has. The activities I chosen are the 100 metre sprint and the marathon. Both of these have very different intensities and durations for the events. The sprinter will have to do a very short duration but very high intensity, whereas a marathon runner will have to go for long duration but at a lower intensity. So for the athletes to be successful in their sports, they'd have to train in different ways to get their body to adapt and improve so they can get better times in each event. So during the marathon, the runner will need very good aerobic fitness to allow them to have the energy to run the 26 miles that they need to. So the training they do matters a lot to how they will improve. So one type of training that the runner can do is endurance training. This is where an athlete will have to run at low intensity for 50 miles and then rest for a few days and then repeat. And when he repeats it, either do more miles or do the same distance but at a higher intensity. And another good type of training for a marathon runner is resistance training. This will increase the muscle around the bones so that they can protect them and the joints when they're running so they don't get injured. For a 100 metre sprint, because it's so short, you'll only use your aerobic energy system, so you'll have to do training such as HIIT training, so high intensity training, and this would get you would get the athlete to run 50 metre sprints at maximum intensity so the body can adapt to the demand of this activity and then carry on, gradually get bigger and bigger distances and higher intensities and all that. So you will need to also do plyometric training so that you can increase the muscles in your legs, which will give you more power so that you can run faster and explode quicker off the blocks. So for this you could get the athlete to wear an ankle weight and then jump from the floor onto a platform, back down again, and then carry on repeating that 5 times, then have a 5-minute rest, then another 5 times, then a tiny bit of rest, then another 5 times, etc., etc. So these are the cardiovascular adaptations for marathon and 100 metre training. So the CV system is used in the aerobic system to get the oxygen needed around the body so that it can get the energy needed for the muscles to contract. So cardiac hypertrophy is a thickening of the heart muscle or myocardium, which results in a decreased size of the heart chamber in the chamber of the heart, including left and right ventricles. So as you have a bigger myocardium, you'll have bigger contraction force, meaning that stroke volume will go up as you are ejecting blood quicker out the heart, and this means that you won't need to pump blood that quickly as you're getting more blood out the heart and around the body faster, which results in a lower resting heart rate. Athlete's heart is when an athlete has trained for a long period of time, which will result in an increase in the size of the heart and then lower the resting heart rate as before. And it is common in athletes who routinely exercise more than an hour a day, and occurs primarily in endurance athletes, for example the marathon runner. So if a marathon runner did endurance training for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, then their heart will increase in size and their resting heart rate will go a lot lower, so it will take them a lot longer during the marathon before they reach their max heart rate and maybe hit the wall or just gets really tired out. So after a marathon runner has exercised for a long period of time, their resting heart rate will go down as their myocardium will increase in size, and you can see that their heart rate has gone down with the straight line at the bottom, the one underneath, so the light blue line, and it'll be lower as they'll have a lower a lower heart rate when they start, and then as they increase, it will take them a lot longer to get to their max heart rate, so they can go for much longer before they get tired out, or they hit the wall. So capillarization is when you exercise for a long period of time, so let's say 6 months, your capillary density will increase in size, and this is obviously known as capillarization. And so when you regularly do exercise, it will increase by about 5 to 10%, which means more blood and oxygen can be distributed around the body quicker, and as you can get more blood around the body and there'll be a much larger area for it to go through, your blood pressure will decrease, as it won't be as hard to get lots of blood rushing through as quickly, so there's a lot more space for the blood to get through, so your blood pressure will go down, and that will aid you massively in your exercise, in the marathon. Also, the fact that you can get more blood, oxygen around the body quicker means that you can get it to your muscles, your working muscles, so they can get the energy needed for them to work and do everything needed for all that. So the volume of blood present in blood volume is the volume of blood present in someone's cardiovascular system. So during exercise, the volume of blood in the body will increase due to your muscles needing a much larger supply of blood and oxygen. Enough oxygen to cope with the exercise they're doing. And also so that your muscles can get the energy, so the oxygen and nutrients needed for them to work well and work at the peak that they can. And so your blood viscosity is how thick your blood is when flowing through your body. And when you exercise for a long period of time, again 6 months let's say, your blood viscosity will decrease, so it will become a lot thinner, which means there'll be less resistance to flow when it's going around the body, which will lead to it get into more places and leading to an increase in oxygen delivery around the body. So once you've exercised for 6 months, your respiratory system will adapt to make you a better performer. One change is your minute ventilation will increase. This will be due to tidal volume and breathing rate increasing, which will in turn increase minute ventilation. This is as well, so also it increases because you need more breaths to get the demand of oxygen needed around the body. And when minute ventilation increases, then you'll get more oxygen into the body per minute, so then you'll get more oxygen, more nutrients and everything needed for your body to improve. And your respiratory muscles will also increase as your minute ventilation increases and you're able to take in more oxygen per minute. You won't need to use up as much oxygen, as you'll have loads in your body, so it'll be able to go around your body and you'll still have some left in there to go afterwards. So your respiratory muscles will constantly be getting pumping out all this oxygen without having to like wait a few seconds for it to go back in and go back out, go back in, back out, and it will just be more efficient. So you'll be more efficient at getting oxygen around the body. So because there will be more alveoli involved in maximal exercise, you'll get more oxygen in them, so there'll be more alveoli to collect more oxygen, so you'll be able to get more oxygen around the body as there'll be more in your lungs to go out around the body, and you'll be able to breathe in more at the same time, which will increase your efficiency of getting oxygen in and then around the body without having to leave any oxygen back. And capillarization is, as we said before, when your capillary density increases, and when you regularly exercise, you will increase your capillaries by about 5 to 10%. So more blood can go around, and more blood can be distributed. More oxygenated blood can be distributed around the body quicker, so the muscles and stuff can get their nutrients a lot quicker. And when both of these increase, you'll increase your oxygen diffusion rate. So when you start exercising, or when you're in your marathon, for example, you'll be able to diffuse more oxygen into the muscles and then diffuse less oxygen into the muscles and then get more back. So when it goes back round to the lungs, you won't have to collect as much oxygen from the lungs, you'll just be able to give it back and then send off more oxygen, so your diffusion rate will increase in exercise as well. And the next part is lung volumes. So during aerobic exercise, you will have an increase in total lung capacity and your vital capacity, and this total lung capacity increase will be due to you being able to breathe in more. So your total lung capacity will increase as more oxygen will be able to get filled into your lungs. So your whole capacity will increase in and there will be a decrease in residual lung volume as you'll have more alveoli there to take in the oxygen. When it goes back out, more of it will go back out and go to the muscles, so not as much has to come back and get picked up again. You'll just have to keep going around, so there'll be less left in the lungs. So it's a much more efficient way of getting oxygen around the body. So there'll be an increase in tidal volume at maximal exercise levels as well. So tidal volume is the amount of air which enters the lungs during normal inhalation and so when you've exercised for long periods of time, your tidal volume will go up when you're doing maximum exercise. So for example, the 100-meter sprint, once you've done that, you'll be more out of breath, so you'll be taking in a lot more oxygen, so your tidal volume will go up as you're breathing in more oxygen per minute, and it's going a lot quicker and a lot faster, so you're getting more oxygen into the body, which means there'll be a higher total lung capacity, and then when you'll have to breathe that out a lot faster as you're probably out of breath, and you'll be panting, like you're breathing in and out a lot quicker, so there'll be a decrease in residual lung volume as you're getting a lot more oxygen around the body to keep everything energized and everything. So that's all that